Hey everybody, it's Victor. It's time for another Eden right here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video, no surprise, crossing 3,000 likes after the beginning of TM Trainer Month. Oh boy, we can breathe easy once again because we're not doing a TM Trainer run today. At least I don't think so, but we'll find out, I guess. So here's your meme of the day. And it has officially begun here now that we have a title for the arc. Thank you to TJ Button. Title thread was Animaps first edition and the very first, I guess, printing of the Animaps arc here. That looks like Drampa, the Pokemon. That's definitely Drampa, yes. On the Brittle episode of 1026. Thank you very much, TJ Button. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that arc goes, and we'll see what kind of maps what kind of shapes we see today. I don't know, Pokemon, animals. Who knows? Okay. Well, we're starting with Chaos. Seed day is going to be C with a 9 in the middle. 6480. Very weird to see just 4 numbers and nothing else. Well, we've got Chaos. Pick that up out of order here. Charge Penny, Ice Cube. Let's see. We've got good tiers, but horrible. I mean, horrific shot speed. Movement speed is also very bad. Damage is very good though, but everything of course is up in the air right now because we have Chaos. So what Chaos does is it takes all the items that are available in the game and it mashes all the item pools together, so there's no more devil deals, there's no more angel deals. They all will be homogenized into one big lump loot table. Now generally speaking, you see a lot of bomb upgrades whenever you first get Chaos. Now what I will say, I'm actually going to take Mom's Underwear here because we actually need range because our shot speed's so bad. What I will say on a Chaos run, especially starting with it, is you want to be able to have as many rerolls as possible, whether it be the D6, whether it be shop rerolls or anything like that, especially the shop. Money becomes even more important than it already is, and that's what I'm hoping is going to help provide us with some good early curve here. And that being said, it's not guaranteed you're going to get upgrades. Although I will take the Mom's Perfume upgrade here because eventually when we get enough money to buy it, of course, we're going to be able to get a 0.5 tiers upgrade, but also it breaks the tiers cap and also gives a little bit of a fear shot. But the biggest thing there is, of course, we're going to be going for the tiers upgrade. That's assuming, of course, that we were able to get back enough money out of our donation machine, which we were not because that's Repentance, baby. Charge Penny, of course, is going to give us it's going to give us a pip here and there whenever we pick up a penny. I would love to get another full charge on the prayer card before we're done with this floor. That would be very helpful for us to start off with 4 HP and a soul heart. Got to be careful of our movement speed here, or lack thereof, with Gemini, especially green Gemini. You want to kind of shoot just directly, slightly against the grain of the direction that Gemini is trying to get at you at. That will usually stun lock him for a bit, but the way that clown physics works, of course, like he's not going to just stand still. So hit the leech, which is, yep, it's definitely an item. One bomb to look for the secret room and possibly get a tiers upgrade. I know the secret room's here just because you can see kind of the arrow pointing this way. I'm going to see if we can nail these pots as well, maybe. I am befuddled. I cannot believe that the secret room is not there. That is mind-blowing to me. First magician card. I'm gonna buy one more bomb at this point just to see where the secret room is. We know that it can't be to the right of here. We already tried here. It's still this. I'm not convinced that this actually hit this wall. But the only other place that it could physically be is either below the starting room or right here. Curse of the Lost. So going to last week's question of the episode was from the Crawl episode, and some people Some people thought that I had accidentally like copied like the same title or anything like that. No, it was deliberately named after the previous week's episode of Crawl because it was a crawl. Of course, I wanted to go more with the horror theme this time around. We leaned more heavier into the H.R. Geiger play there, and I again told Alex, I was like, hey, do this, but like different than what we did last time. He was like, see. I was like, see. So the question of the episode, what is going on with this lag here? What is happening? I actually think I need to check the hard drive because it's this slowdown is like frequently happening more and more often. Most upvoted question of the episode came in from, I'm gonna say, Drew Alb 14, who said, question, would you prefer to have a mix of broken runs and quote crawl episodes, or would you rather have every run be a nice stroll, not easy but just solid stats and items that allow you to have fun every time? I think honestly it's good to have a mix of the hard and the not so hard runs. As much as I would love to say, oh yeah, like give me those easy runs all day every day, I don't think that the channel would have its appeal. I know that there's many people that really enjoy the episodes where I'm forced to like actually try in the game sometimes. Not go like, Super Saiyan or anything like that, but sometimes we gotta go play a little plus ultra every now and then, you know what I mean? But I think that the balance of Isaac works out because you have the bad runs, you have the good runs, you have the meh runs. I will say that some of my least favorite runs ever are the ones where they just don't go anywhere. There's nothing special about the items. There's no insane synergy that we end up getting. There's no like ridiculous like, oh, what happened here? Whoa, moments. It's just kind of like it's just a regular, just a plain old Eden run, Now, of course, there's no way to control that kind of stuff that's happening, and thankfully the super broken runs are few and far between, but so are the really, really, really bad runs, normally anyway. I mean, I know I'm jinxing myself right now, but yeah, I think that we have a nice balance right now anyway. We get a good balanced payout of good and bad. And I'm going to go back here. I wanted to find the shop, but let's stick with the tower card. We can use that against the boss, but of course there's no reason for us to find the shop now because we have no more money. So we could use the tower bomb or the tower card with the reroll machine, but I think that's a little misguided. It's kind of desperate. We could easily use it there. We could use it here for this chest and maybe get that key up there, or we can just use it to yeet the bomb and have ourselves an easy peasy win here on this floor anyway. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen this run. This is a great opportunity for you to practice your diagonal walking. A good skill to have. Of course, I'm not perfect with it. I will flub it up every now and then. Also, forgot to turn off the like streak counter. My apologies. Look at the Dead is kind of whatever. Get a prayer card, which is going to give us more HP right in time for the devil deal, and it's something that I don't even care about. 1 cent. Let's go back and use maybe we'll get a good roll out of the Necronomicon. I mean, at least we have 2 of 3 for Bookworm, but I doubt that this is going to roll over. But if it does, I don't know. Maybe we'll look cool. Grab our Reverse Magician card anyway. We didn't, so. All right. Off to a chaosy start right here. Which was my favorite Paramore album. They're still a band, right? I'm pretty sure they are. So there's another question of the episode that I saw on that in the comments. This one came in from Taylor. I'm gonna say Taylor Miser 9598. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. They said, question of the episode, while rewatching an old episode of yours, I was surprised to hear you dub Sanguine Bond as Sanguine Bad, when recently you've sung its praises. What item that you used to dismiss as useless has had the biggest change of perspective for you? Another that comes to mind is Ares. Yeah, so Sanguine Bond is definitely one of those items that I would say sort of transcends the this was a bad tag to, oh my god, like it's really, really good. Ares is definitely another one that was surprisingly good once I realized how to use it, but it's not as extreme. I always go back to the classic, like the easiest answer for me there is simply soy milk. Soy milk is an item that I think is I used to think is always, this is just always bad. But now I think that on top of it being one of the most popular items to see on YouTube, on my channel anyway, because people absolutely go nuts when they see soy milk. On top of that, I do think that it's legitimately better, better than I ever thought it would be. Once you learn the practical applications of soy milk and being able to get those tier effects out at a very high rate of speed, or for high rate of frequency, soy milk becomes a extremely, extremely powerful tier effect. I mean, there's so many good things that you can do with so little in soy milk. But yeah, Ares is definitely one of those. Sanguine Bond is another one. Another one that was kind of a perennial, like, back and forth swing item is Libra. That's another item that I've kind of been wishy-washy over for the most part, but at least back in the early days of Repentance and Afterbirth. But you know, now Libra is almost an automatic take because it allows you to, I knew that was going to happen as soon as I stepped forward. It allows you to take pretty much every pill that you want. It allows you to do lots of things. Dual stat items become extremely valuable. And it's just overall good. Those are the three that come to mind. And less so Ares, because the thing about Ares is that, like, I do like it. I think that it is not a nothing burger of an item. Like, it does more than just movement speed, obviously. But I'm going to use the Reverse Magician card here because I don't like this room. And there's a lot of champions for some odd reason. But I'm less... I would say I'm less impressed by Ares when compared to how impressed I was with Sanguine Bond. Sanguine Bond definitely kind of broke the trend of, like, hey, this is... Hey, yeah, you forget to do something there, Reverse Magician? Sanguine Bond really was able to kind of make it... It was obvious that this was a much better item than I originally had thought it was. And that was one of those items as well that improved in my mind because I listened to the Mosh Pit. Mosh Pit's like, you know, hey, you need to be looking at this item because it's actually incredibly OP. And I'm glad I did. I don't always listen to people's suggestions because I just like to play on my own and, you know, play my way. And I'm also very stubborn. Comes with being a Taurus, I guess. But, you know, there are many times where, you know, someone will suggest something in the comment section and it's like, yeah, I probably should give this one a second glance here. So that would be my question to you all. What other items do you think that I overlooked that you would like to see me, like, hey, this has like the same implications as Sanguine Bond. It's actually good. You're just not giving it a chance. Post them in the comments down below. We have a sleeping wolf. Sleeping wow mount. That's what we have right now. Like, it's sleeping and we're looking at it like it's vertical. Like, this is the wolf nose that we're going up to. Like, there's the mount. Like the saddle, you know. The legs are there, the tail is there. It's a sleeping puppy. Like a wow mount. Like, this is his head. Item room's his ears. This is his part of his nose. Yeah. These are problematic here. Chaos. And one of the reasons why I don't like to start with Chaos is because it can do the kind of the TM trainer effect. Not that I want to speak that into existence, but it can do the sort of the same thing where it's like, you can very easily not get anything out of these items, out of these boss items. And that's kind of where we're heading right now. We really need to start getting some movement speed. Shot speed is absolutely atrocious right now. We can't rely on Leech for being our main source of damage, I can tell you that. I'm not going to use a bomb against Chubb. I'm not going to use a bomb against Chubb. I'm Not going to use our only bomb against Chubb. All out of impatience. Leech, you're doing a bang-up job. Chubb, if you could just drop us like a Sacred Heart or something, I'd be very happy. The school bag. School bag. Let's go into the curse room here because we're not desperate for devil deals or angel deals really. We just need to get more items. We're not picking up anything. We have 4 items and we're about to go to caves 2. Vengeful Spirit is not phenomenal, but I guess it's something. We don't have to worry about getting a full charge for the next floor because we're about to get the Eternal Heart to go off anyway. So, but yeah, this is starting to get very, very struggle bus in a very, very quick fashion here. And I'm not feeling good. And another Curse of the Lost. This guy thought that the TM Trainer run was going to be bad. There we go. Yeah, if you didn't see the TM Trainer at the beginning of TM Trainer month, I don't know what to tell you. You missed out on something epic. We've had some pretty amazing runs this week, I'm not going to lie. I think the biggest of them all, of course, was the one-shot, now infamous one-shot on Old Beastie. That was insane. I have never, ever seen damage pop off like that. I mean, like we've destroyed Beast before, but we ain't never hit her so hard that not only did she die instantly, but she skipped the second phase altogether. I mean, it went straight to the outro. Like we knocked her in the next week. So that was one of the more impressive runs that I've ever done, really, I think. Just because of the sheer magnitude of how much HP Beast has. And not only that, but we one-shot all the Harbingers and everything. Oh, okay. So that apparently that one hit us too. So we don't have a Devil Deal anymore. Not that it really matters with Chaos anyway, but it doesn't mean I want to lose it. Yeah, this has to be a banger, and I mean a banger of a store and a banger of an item room. Otherwise, we are kind of in some serious trouble. Well, Guppy's Paw would enable us to not have to worry about losing Red Heart HP ever again. We also have School Bag and the prayer card, so I mean that's our combo right there. I'm gonna leave Lost Soul Buddy for now just because there's no reason to pick him up. We just need to get the 6 cents extra to get Guppy's Paw. I don't know if the secret room is there or not. We only have 2 bombs left, so I was gonna do that. And you might think, like, you might see that and be like, how does that even happen? Like, when you play this game long enough, you're used to like kind of like fluidly going through rooms and stuff. So you would think that like, oh, well, this bad movement speed, surely he won't be able to mess this up. You'd be surprised how much you continue to walk through doors just because you're so used to it. And that's exactly why those spikes are put there. They're designed to take advantage of you not paying attention for like half of a second. So even though it's your own fault for walking in the spikes, the game is designed to make sure it takes advantage of that. Always remember that. It's like Project Zomboid. You cannot be distracted for 1 iota of a second in that game. Really trying hard to save our Eternal Heart here. The biggest thing right now is to get damage or a good tier effect or something. Movement speed, as you can see, is very clearly a huge problem right now. And I mean, not hitting Devil Deals is not that big of a deal. Missing angel deals is a big deal, though, because that's potentially up to 4 or even more item pedestals that we're missing out with Chaos. And I don't know if you noticed or not, but we've only taken 5 items in 17 minutes. And technically, we've only taken 4 items because we started with 1. So if this was ever going to be the yin to the one shot of old Beastie's yang, then, well, here we are. Mystery gift. It really doesn't matter where we use this. We don't have to use it in the secret room. We can use it in the shop. We can use it in the item room. It doesn't matter. Yep. Love to get Guppy's paw if possible. We may have to take some damage here just to get into the boss trap room at this point. No, I'm not using the prayer card right now. I need to guarantee that we're going to be able to get an HP upgrade and also use Guppy's paw at least once so we get those 3 soul hearts. But right now, the hurdle is just finding the 6 cents that we need to get, now 5 cents, to get Guppy's paw. So it's a big risk to go down to 1 HP with these stats here, but desperate times call for desperate measures, my friend. And this is definitely one of those times where it's like, kind of. I'll take him. Mongo baby, it gives us something. And there's also nothing wrong with Mongo baby. Now, if we really want ultimate protection here. Mess that up a little bit. If we really want ultimate protection, I could go into the boss trap room and use the the prayer card to give ourselves kind of a soft soul heart if I really, really, really wanted to, but Belly Jelly ain't worth it. Not worth it there, Chief. And this is the product of 2 Curse of the Lost back to back. Love it. Down to 4 cents. Lots of keys, but nothing else. Unfortunately, no golden chest to open. No stone chest to bomb open. I mean, we're working with nothing right now. No flying, so we can't go over there. I'm not going to walk in the spikes these times. And we get a Demon Judgment, which I'm not even going to entertain the thought of. So the last ditch effort here, we can go and bomb this Judgment and hope that he drops a nickel. And I think that is that. So we are unable to get Guppy's paw, which is really unfortunate. Yeah. What can we do? Fragmented card gives us an extra secret room, but it doesn't matter because I'd rather have extra HP. If this is how the run's going to be, then we need to secure as much stats as we can. Oh, apparently there's another room over here. One last chance for a nickel. No. I do like the callus, especially with how often I've been walking in spikes in this episode. It was once, but oh boy, 21 minutes, and we are just now heading on down. And Curse of the XL. Yeah. I'm gonna say it. I think we may have a 3rd crawl episode in a row. Because, wow. That's quite unreal that we got Curse the XL again on the depths. Oh no, lost soul buddy, oh no. Won't miss out on our... What are we going to do with our 3 soul hearts? Lost soul, buddy. Part of me almost just wants to leave. And it's going to be Gish. So... Yep. This is the worst possible time for Curse of the XL to show up. Not only did we miss the floor 4 deal with the devil, but now we've also missed the floor 5 deal with the devil. So in a way, we've missed 100% deal with the devil chance because we don't have a floor 5. We're on floor 6. The only redeeming quality here is if we get a Forget Me Now. That's the only thing that can redeem this. And we are definitely hurting. I'm just not even going to pick him up. Such an insult. That's one of my biggest wishes is that we lose this whole static boss, static drop thing. You would think that with Chaos that it would prevent little Gish from spawning, but I mean, what kind of fancy world are you living in? Why would it work that way? That'd make too much sense. Might as well go fight Mom here since we're here, because I don't know how long this XL floor is going to take. Spoiler, it's going to take a while. Unless we get some kind of mapping here from an angel deal or a devil deal. Which at this point, game, you owe us. Like, straight up owe us. I mean, back-to-back Curse of Loss is bad enough, but then throwing us into an XL after doing that, after also us losing a devil deal is, might be our 3rd crawl episode. I guess you guys and gals will know what the episode was titled. Because I don't know how this run ends right now, but man, definitely a departure from Wednesday's video. Doing great, Mongo baby. You a Polaroid? Yep. The ironic thing is that we've still technically only taken 5 items in this run. That's, I guess, 6 items technically. We include Lost Soul Buddy. So we just have we have a lot of time to sit here and chat. Everybody, what are you doing this weekend? Are you playing The Binding of Isaac? Playing some Balatro? What are you doing? I'm playing AFK Journey a lot. Very good game. No, I've been talking about it recently. Not been playing Balatro as people have been pointing out. And honestly, like, Balatro is just it's in that state right now where Sinvicta's not having fun. What's going on in here? Why's everyone standing still? It's kind of worrying me. Balatro is in that state of Sinvicta's not enjoying the game right now, so it's better for everyone for me to not try to force a game to do so. And it's not that like Balatro is performing all that badly. It's still averaging like 500-600 likes per video, which is it's not enough for me to really keep doing it from a algorithmic standpoint, but I was and still enjoy playing it when I'm in the mood to do it, and that's enough to justify it for me. Like it's it's enough to keep it off the second channel. Not as a punishment, of course, but just as a, you know, obviously more people are going to see the game if it's on the main channel. But right now, it's just it's a very frustrating game to play for me. You know, even doing the casual, like shooting for the high scores and stuff is being it's getting overly grating right now. And it's also frustrating too because it's like, you know, I was able to hit my goal. I was able to hit an E score, and then we smashed that. And then the next goal was to, like, you know, hey, I want to do well in Bears tournament, and I want to do better in this tournament than I did in the last tournament, which I finished absolutely dead last because I didn't really understand the concept of going for high score instead of just playing good poker. And I was able to do that too. So, you know, that was a big. Those two were big time confidence boosts for me with the game. But the last, like, and those of you who've been watching Twitch, you'll know you've gotten to see all the stuff that doesn't make it to the YouTube channel for Balatro. And you know, there's many times where I was just like, this recording is just, it's not usable. It's just not publishable. I mean, like nothing happened in this video at all. And I personally wouldn't want to watch 30 plus minutes of an absolute nothing burger of a Balatro run. So I know that, you know, thousands of other people are not going to do that either. So, and, you know, okay, well, hey, pick your animal for this map, everybody. This is, did we just come down all the way down here for nothing? Yep. All right, there we go. We have not seen a shop. We haven't seen, the only special room we've seen so far is a cursed room. We've not seen an item room. That's astounding to me. There we go. Okay, things are turning around. We found an item room. Hallelujah. Oh boy, D7. All right. That's the worst thing, and one of the hardest things about being a YouTuber or a streamer is that trying, like, I see it happen so often where people try to, like, make it seem like, oh, hey, yeah, like this is the best game, guys, even when they're doing like sponsored stuff and everything. Like for the raid sponsored streams, like I legitimately would not have done those sponsored streams if I wasn't like enjoying the game and playing it. I don't care if we have 2 bombs. I'm not waiting. But you know, you'll see people do, and of course I'm not gonna name names, but you'll see people do sponsored streams when they are very, very clearly not into the game that they're being paid to promote. And that's like that's a big kind of personal thing for me. Like I want to make sure that, hey, you know, my reactions, if you ever see a sponsored thing happen on the channel, you know that it's something that I really want to do. It's not something that I'm just kind of like, oh, well, you know, yeah, give me the money and I'll say whatever, man. Like, you know, that's just how I am. I'm not a good actor. I'm not good at faking things. I'm not good at, you know, like saying, yeah, check out this new hot mobile game. It's gonna take over the world. It's epic. You know, all that stuff. Like that's just not me. I like to provide genuine content. And not to say that people who take sponsored content aren't being genuine. I'm just saying I've seen it a lot where you see YouTubers big and small play some game that it just translates. And that's one of the things I get asked a lot, you know, as someone who does it professionally. People are saying, what's one of the most important things you could tell someone trying to be a streamer, trying to be a YouTuber? And my answer, God, one of my answers to that is, first off, you have to have good audio equipment. If people can't understand you, or you have a crappy microphone or whatever, or you have no concept of what audio balance is, just don't even bother. Like, people are not going to listen, and you only get one chance to prove yourself to somebody. So, you know, take that chance. Humbling bundle doesn't even matter here. Oh my God, it's shot speed. Can we get 7 cents for shot speed? But that's one of my big first tips of advice is make sure you have a good understanding of what good audio balance is, and also you have a not crap microphone. That's going to be a major contributing factor to people sticking around your streams or videos. Secondly is play games you enjoy. Make sure that you are enjoying what you're doing, because you will not be able to fool people. Viewers are smart, and that's something that I've always held in high regard, and I pride myself on treating the viewers as I treat y'all as real people, because you are real people. Like, viewers are smart. Like, they pick up on very, very subtle things, and I think that the average viewer does not get enough credit from the YouTuber or streamer most of the time, and they think that people are just dumb. And I don't think I don't think it's the right way to treat people, and B, I just don't think that that's smart. If you treat your audience like they're idiots, they're not going to. They're going to be able to tell. This straight up looks like a dragon, by the way. Like, we're on the dragon's head right now. Like, it's a dragon. Like the item room at the top is one of the wings, and the shop is like the end of one of the wings. The bosses are like the other wings in the background type thing. Like, there's the dragon's chin. This is the dragon's head. That's a dragon. You can't tell me it's not a dragon. This is the level of run that we're at right now. But that's how I've always kind of structured my way of doing the commentary and stuff, and making sure that people know, like, hey, like, you're talking to a real person. Like, I'm not a huge YouTube channel. I'm not a small YouTube channel, but I'm not a big YouTube channel either. I know that I would be basically the same, big or small, when it comes to an audience size. And making sure that I'm not playing games that are not fun for me is one of the most important things, and should be one of the important things for you too. We're just now getting to Womb 1. This is the crawliest of all crawl episodes so far, I think. I mean, this one is a spectacle, but for a different reason, of just how absolutely garbage it is. But that's one of the most important pieces of advice that I can give to somebody trying to do this, is just tell them, hey, make sure you're playing games that you don't have to be good at. You just have to be entertaining to watch. And part of that entertainment factor is people know when you're enjoying the game or when you're not. Isaac gets annoying, and Isaac, can bring out certainly the worst tendencies in the commentary sometimes. But at the end of the day, I know that people are enjoying themselves. I may not be necessarily enjoying myself all the time playing Isaac, but I know that other people are gleaming, happiness and joy from watching runs like this, especially. And that's what keeps me motivated. What's going on here? You just don't want to give us regular chests? That's what keeps me motivated to go through the absolute liquid hell that is this run right now, and other runs like this. But for a game like Balatro, where I genuinely am just not having fun right now, if I were to continue to play it in my current attitude around the game right now, I don't think that it would be good. And you really have to play the game to understand how frustrating it is to have like a really solid run and they're only to get yeeted by really bad luck or just because the game just decided by RNG to give you a boss that completely hard counters your entire build that you've been working on for like an hour. It's the Risk of Rain 2 effect, really, is what I call it. And I don't think that's good game design. And I've talked to Local Thunk. He's a fantastic game developer, very successful with Balatro. And Balatro's a good game. It's still a great game. That doesn't mean that it's perfect. And it certainly doesn't mean that it's without frustration. One of the biggest things is that I dislike about roguelites, modern roguelites in general, is that the way that they scale makes it impossible for you to get ultimate victory. And that's what I enjoy about Isaac so much, is that, there is scaling when it comes to like a power curve and all that kind of good stuff. And you need items to do this, you need items to do that. But there's an ending. You can beat the game. Same with Spelunky. Like, even though I don't like Spelunky because I'm just not a fan of platformers, there's an ultimate ending that you can do. It's not just totally endless and then eventually hopeless. Or I'll do one better for you. Name one of the best roguelites of all time and just one of the best games of all time, FTL, Faster Than Light. There's a game where it does have this sort of overbearing element about it, to where it's like, yeah, if you don't go quick enough, you get into an unwinnable situation. But if you build your build well enough, you are going to be able to outpace the game's curve against you and ultimately win. There's a final boss in that game, an ending with end credits and everything. That is what I think the nature of roguelites should be. Where I disagree with the design of a lot of modern roguelites is this idea that you have to have this ever-increasing threat, this ever-increasing power against the player that scales along with their strength, so that you can never truly feel strong. Your build is never as good as it could be, because when you start talking about seeing scores in like the integers, measurements and stuff, it's like, it's getting ridiculous. That was one of the main complaints here, to bring up Diablo 4. That was another big complaint that I had with D4. Is that this whole idea of scaling, where the game always adjusts to the player power level. It's like, okay, like it may keep things at sort of an even challenge, but that's the problem. It doesn't give you the reward of exploring fun builds or getting stronger or leveling up. It just completely negates that whole idea of you've gained power, but so has the world has gained power. And to me, that's not fun. That's not how I get enjoyment out of games. I like beating the game. I like actually winning. No one likes playing, or at least I don't anyway. No one likes to play a game where you know that you have to lose. You know what I mean? Does any of that make sense? And that's kind of where Balatro sits with me right now. Because no matter how good your build could be, you're going to lose. Like, there's no winning the game. Even if you're scoring in E's and then F's and G's or whatever the highest score is in Balatro right now, it won't matter. The game will just be like, okay, well, here's your next boss. And it's now like, by exponentially stronger than your largest possible hand. Oh my God, dude. I'm just... At this point, just forget us ever getting an Angel Deal ever again. With this movement speed, we just can't. Okay, good. So we get Blue Baby's only friend. And if you ever wanted to see the downside of Chaos, this is it right here. This is the poster child for why I don't take Chaos most of the time. I'm not even gonna bother using Blue Baby's only friend. It's not going to matter. It's sad when the MVP is freaking Vengeful Spirit of all things. I also hate that it's fruit fly season right now, and I cannot find where these fruit flies are coming from. Usually that means that there's food out or something like that, but I make sure that there's never ever any food that's left out. I make sure that my trash cans are always clean, and they still keep coming in from somewhere, and I'm not sure where. I mean, you almost have to sit back in just awe of the items that we've been seeing on this run. I guess Fridays are now made for crawling. I'm not stupid enough to take a pill at this point. We cannot afford any stat down right now. We can't even get a stat up right now, brother. Oh. All right, here we go. Yeah, I don't care about the Devil Deal or Angel Deal at this point. Another Curse of the Lost. I think that we have gotten a curse on every single floor. I really do truly think that we've gotten a curse on every single floor. We've had what, 2 or 3 Curse of the Lost? No Curse of the Blinds, thankfully. Not that it would have mattered, of course, but Curse the XL. We got that one down. Curse the Unknown. Yeah, I think the only curseless floor we've had to curse the maze. I think. Okay, well. I think the only curseless floor we had was maybe floor 1. Oh boy. Yeah. This is officially crawl status right here. Two is a coincidence, 3 is a pattern, and this is 3 Fridays now in a row where it's been a painful slog. I did find it funny that people thought that there was something going on with Alex because we were kind of, you know, we've been going with sort of the darker theme with the thumbnails, but I think that dark is just the theme of Isaac in general. But don't worry, there's nothing going on with Alex. He's literally doing what I'm telling him to for the art. You know, I presented him some H.R. Geiger stuff lately because I'm a big fan of his, and you know, I think that the Geiger Isaac mashup style works very well. Of course, I also, you know, with the H.R. Geiger inspiration, I also really like Tool. I wouldn't say they're one of my favorite bands, but I definitely like Tool. And they have that sort of feel about them as well. Sure, might as well take it. At this point, might as well. Have our keys. Yeah, no, don't worry. If you see anything, any art on the thumbnail, it's because I basically gave I gave Alex the idea to do something, or like I've shown him a template and I'm gonna say, hey, do this and this and this, there are occasions where Alex does like an original idea. Like there's sometimes where I just don't have a good idea for a thumbnail, and he'll be like, "No problemo, amigo." I'll be like, "See." Then he just does it. That wasn't a very good Alex impersonation. May have been a little offensive. I don't know. What isn't these days? Am I right? But no, he's been really enjoying doing the Geiger-esque thumbnails, and I've been enjoying doing them. Like I've been enjoying seeing them go up and people's reaction. They've been very, very popular, and they're eye catching too. You know, and somebody also brought up. This was like 2 weeks ago. Somebody asked on one of the videos, "Are we still doing the print tournament? Like the Mosh Pit votes on which thumbnails get turned into a print?" Yes, I still want to do those. I have not figured out the best way to do said printing yet, but now that I have a website available and I can be in control of distribution and everything. I'm working on getting a payment plan set up or a payment like processor set up because I'm not using PayPal anymore. I don't remember if I told that story on YouTube, but yeah, it's easy to get scammed in the Pokemon business, and that's a whole nother can of worms. Anyway, once I get the new payment processor set up, I am going to be able to launch the new website where I do primarily Pokemon breaks, but I'm also going to be using that as a platform to sell stuff like merch. I don't like not being in control of like the distribution side and everything. And so how that leads to the print stuff is that I have a printer I have a printer who will do all the stuff that I need. We just need to figure out which thumbs get turned into pieces of art. Alex has to go and up convert the resolution and stuff, so it's all still in the works. But with with it being a new year, I think it would be cool to release like a monthly print pack or something like that, or like a I don't know, like maybe a quarterly, not monthly, because that would be really expensive. Probably like a quarterly month pack where we would do a 3-month print pack where you would get, you know, you'd buy a set of the prints after everyone's voted, and you know, I have to work out on how we're going to do it. Of course, I can sign them, but getting Alex to sign them is going to be very difficult because obviously he's in Mexico. So we'll work out the logistics on that. If I have to end up shipping stuff, that's kind of like my big concern, because if I have to end up double shipping things to like ship to Alex so he can sign, and then he ships it back to me, and then of course I'm going to cover that cost, and then I also have to do shipping for people who order the prints. That's all going to drive up the cost of those, and my intention is not for these to be super expensive, but I want them to be high quality, and of course they'll also be supporting Alex as well, just an extra source of income for his amazing artwork. So all that stuff is still planned for this year, for doing it sooner than later. It's all step by step. Mercifully, thankfully, we are almost done with this run. This is the least amount of items I think I've ever seen in a very long time. Granted, we skipped over Little Gish, but Little Gish is still pretty much a non-factor anyway. We've taken a grand total of 10 items. No, sorry, 8 items in this entire run. And only one of them was just out of pure, like, I'm not taking this just because, out of pure saltiness. That was rough. I also forgot to use a prayer card, but small rock. Oh wow, look at all this neat stuff we're doing. This is great. So at the end of the day, we are going to get the dub here. A very painful, very, very crawl-esque episode. Once again, Fridays were made for crawling, I guess. Oh no, Lost Soul Buddy, oh no. It's no surprise that we were unable to save Lost Soul Buddy on any floor except for the floor that we got him on. And honestly, shout out to the prayer card, but also Vengeful Spirit of all things. I'm just going to do this. Shout out to Vengeful Spirit for making it happen. Without Vengeful Spirit and us taking constant damage from our bad movement speed, who knows where we would have been. Leech. And sure, Leech and Mongo Baby can come too. They're part of the team. Okay. Thank you, Infamy. You know, Leech, you can get in there and do stuff. I mean, I just got done praising you, son, but you know, I'd like to get home before dinner, if you know what I mean. There you go. Thank you. I kind of want to leave some flies for Leech to like heal us with, but this was an absolute nightmare episode. Like, but hey, at least it wasn't one of those like mediocre, like, oh, it's just a regular Eden run. I mean, I guess the one thing that is spectacular about this run is how spectacularly bad it was. And let this be a lesson again to anyone out there who is standing Chaos. Don't. Chaos is very, very usually not worth it. I don't know why I phrased it like that. Chaos is very frequently not worth taking. And this is just a good example of why that is. And yeah. That is it. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you somehow made it to the end of this video, especially for those of you warriors out there who made it on 0.75, good lordy, where are you at? I sincerely doubt that there's not going to be anyone who did it without sleeping through it. So thank you again. Woo boy. Go from TM trainer craziness to that was it's quite the juxtaposition of Isaac runs, but you know what? That's why we keep coming back for more. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. Have a great start to your weekend, everybody. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. I'd like to thank some patrons of mine like Iuri Cuneo, Julian LaFond, and Nicholas Perrin. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.